let me know. Come walk with me wherever you're on the world. I'm Steve Klein. This is my wellness journey. I had some health issues and I almost died taking Advil, vomited blood, ended up in the hospital. They didn't know if I had cancer or an ulcer. Thank God I had none of that. But then they told me if I didn't get on Nexium, I would. So I was on that for 10 years with side effects like bone loss, crazy stuff. And the good news is I found some naturopaths talking about ginger, turmeric, muscadine, high impact, got off of all the medication and been on that regimen ever since. So been taking time, taking care of myself and walking on this track for many years. In the past fall, I had a wellness quest where we were all walking and tracking on an app called the Step Up app. And my goal is to do 10,000 steps. And people were doing 10 miles. I said, can I do that? And sure enough, I did. Boston, we had a bad winter and thought I was going to walk through the winter. Didn't. I couldn't get to the mall and stuff like that. But I've been walking live the last several months and, it's been great. I love YouTube as it's making me accountable and I want to be accountable to you. And hopefully this speaks to you as well. And you're working on your wellness quest. You want to come walk with me wherever you're on the world. So with that said, we all need to take care of ourselves and take the time to do that. And, however that is. And sometimes, like, for example, today, I had a seminar to do. I have some businesses, and when I was participating in, and it's a long seminar, so I have more to do. But while I was watching it, I gave myself a haircut called self-care, right? I learned how to give myself a haircut over COVID, believe it or not, from another YouTuber, and I'm blown away by that. It takes me a while, but you know what? It's great. And then I again, woke up last night again. I've been having dreams of my mom again. She passed away about 3 years ago. If you can relate to that, let me know. And woke up about 5 again, same pattern as yesterday, and went back to bed on the couch and felt great. I got my sleep in, so everything's cool. And then I made sure I had some good nutrition and I made sure I soaked my feet a little bit because my feet were a little dry and stuff from walking and the weather. So I soaked them in Epsom salt and I put some Muscadine capsules in it, okay, which is great. And I opened them up, shook them up, and I put a little bit of tea tree oil and some dish soap and just soaked them. They feel like amazing. They're all getting dry and cracking and stuff like that, and it really does the job. So self-care is so important from your head to your toe. And so not just like knowing what you're eating and making sure you make a decision like walking or doing sit-ups or what have you, but we all tend to not take care of ourselves. I know my message is always on different things, but usually it also goes back to being consistent on walking and just making sure that you take your health and everything with your self-care seriously, because you have to. If you don't, things go backwards and things change. And sometimes you just need to take a step back and make sure that you're assessing everything that you need to do for yourself. Hello there, welcome. So the meaning of this is taking your health into your hands. It's called my wellness quest, and I want you to come walk with me wherever you're on the world. And I love that I get so many comments on here and you help my station. So whatever you say, it's fine. But my avatar is about wellness, my wellness quest. And you can come walk with me wherever you're on the world and be motivated to do that. And on top of that, if you want to join the wellness quest, it is complimentary. We have people around the world that join it. And we meet once a week. We'll be meeting tomorrow on Zoom. I'll be taping it 7:30 East Coast time, United States. People are on from around the world. So, I then load that to YouTube so you can check out some of the other ones. And people are working on, walking, or they're working on weightlifting, or they're working on eating keto and paleo, or they're working on, for weight loss or health, or they're working on just generally being healthy. Or there are people that we've had who are fighting cancer, who are fighting high blood pressure, diabetes, and they're reversing it, and they're talking about what they're doing naturally with it. I'm not a doctor, I'm not making claims, but we do have doctors that work with us that help with that. So it's an accountability, and it is a great place to encourage each other and to learn from each other and just keep everything moving. So we all need that. And I always talk about this because it's true. I almost died taking Advil. I vomited blood. It went through me 2 different ways. If you almost died and you can relate to this, then this is for you, okay? But even if you haven't almost died, you don't want to be in that situation. So you want to make sure that you are taking care of yourself and, doing things that are going to keep yourself healthy and self-checking and self-care, right? If you don't self-care with yourself, then what's the point? I mean, do you want to die or do you want to live, right? That's the point of the station. So hopefully that resonates with you. And if you haven't subscribed, do so if that resonates with you. And let me know where you're from, because I want to hear your wellness journey. And I'd love to be friends. I do keep in touch with everybody. And like I said, the more the merrier. And every day, there's something else to deal with or do with your wellness journey. So today, I was watching YouTube afterwards, after my seminar, in between, while I was having my lunch. And I wanted to put on a couple things to look at some keto meals and refresh my memory. Not something that I don't know, but it's always good for a refresher. Sometimes you're just hungry and you don't think about how you can change the food a little bit. So there was a couple of recipes, and I made some things like this before, where they took cucumbers and they washed them and cut them up and salt them a little bit so it gets rid of the extra water. And they mixed in the cucumbers like a can of tuna, chopped up onions, avocado, and then they would take like full-fat sour cream, which is totally keto, and then put some Dijon mustard and mix it all up like a dressing and eat that as a meal, which is all good fats. And of course, avocado is amazing. Oh, they put eggs in it too, like 4 eggs or a couple eggs. And now, some of the things on YouTube are not all accurate, right? What I understand, because I have a fatty liver, and I found that out after my mom passed from the stress, is that choline, which is really important for a fatty liver, when you're having about 4 eggs a day, right, usually that does it. But they were showing that and talking about that with hard-boiled eggs. I don't think that's the case. I think with the hard-boiled eggs, you lose that. It's not the same nutrition. So as far as I know, and again, I'm not a doctor, it's my research, is soft-boiled eggs, right, for a day, or poached eggs is the answer to give you enough choline for a fatty liver if you're trying to watch what you're eating, right? Now, I do take choline as well in the supplement form. I bought that on Amazon because I don't have it in my private label stuff that I have, but I do take it as well, and it's working, and walking is working. So my weight's coming down. And again, I don't do it for necessarily weight loss overly. I just want to be healthy. But people could have a fatty liver and they could be skinny fat. So meaning they're skinny outside and fat on the inside. Means they're not healthy. So they're not self-caring. So you have to self-care and watch everything from everything. But today I did some extra self-care. Like I said, I gave myself a haircut. I soaked my feet. I slept pretty good. And then I got up this morning, went back to sleep, and it's cooling down now. And I'm going to go out to dinner with a friend. So it's a busy next few days. I have a neighbor who's moving, and I'm going to get together with her and her son tomorrow night for dinner. And I have to have my Wellness Quest Zoom meeting tomorrow night, which takes preparation. And I'm a balloon artist, so I'm hosting a balloon jam here in Boston on Monday night. So I got to prepare for that too. So there's lots of things to prepare for on top of other things you have to do and responsibilities, owning a home and being in business for yourself, right? So there's all those different aspects. So self-care is so key, because if you don't do that, right, things can happen. And, and you're not well, just like when I don't take my ginger and turmeric and muscadine, which is high impact ginger, turmeric, and muscadine each day, I get sick. I actually don't get sick when I take it daily. It's amazing. So I swear by it, it boosts your immune system. So are you self-caring yourself? That's the point. So if you are, I love to hear about it. And if you're aware of how bad our food is and how bad medicines are, right, of the different side effects they have, even though some medicines you need, right, but there's poisons in them, right, or some of the vaccinations you need, but some of them have side effects. Okay, so you have to look at that. I have serious side effects from being on Nexium for 10 years. It almost killed me again, okay? So almost died before, from taking Advil, then being on Nexium, having bone loss and kidney issues, okay? And I'm still trying to rebuild all that. And the ginger, turmeric, and muscadine I take is healing it, literally. And I'm not making claims, I'm telling you what's happening with me. I have no more acid reflux. I do watch what I eat. And each day, I am definitely watching it, but I'm definitely self-caring for myself. Those are all self-caring things, if that makes sense. Now, tonight, about once a week, I go with one of my buddies. We go to the Brazilian barbecue. I think we're going tonight. And so sometimes when I go there, I overindulge because it's a lot of meat and there's a salad. But I'm doing keto. But the problem is with keto, it's supposed to be a good amount of good fats over protein. And I probably will eat too much protein tonight. It happens once a week. But what I'll do is I'll wash it tomorrow and I'll take some bentonite clay tonight. I'll mix up in water, and that pulls some toxins out of me and things like that and helps, you know. And I'll take some digestive stuff as well, just because. And most likely tomorrow I'll intermediate fast. It's like I said, I'm taking my neighbors out, so I'll probably get up and do something light, whatever, maybe a shake or something, and then just wait till dinner. We're having an early dinner though, like 4, so I'll see what time I get up and I'll assess that tomorrow. So self-care is the point. Are you self-caring yourself? Are you taking the time to take care of yourself and look at what's the right way to do that, meaning natural stuff? You know, it's all so important. So yeah, get myself a haircut. I don't know if that's natural, but it's great to do that. It needed to get done. And while I was watching a seminar, I said, well, why not? And so it was a good day. Got it done. And like I said, it's still hot out here, and it's 6:36 here in Boston. It's cooling down a little bit. Early it was really, I think it was like almost 80 today here. I don't know how hot it was in terms of humidity, I meant. So, but it's all good. So anyway, well, I hope that everybody here is self-caring themselves and being aware of things, either looking up recipes or understanding about our food chain of how it's made us sick, from feeding the cows grains. They're supposed to eat grass or hay, and the GMOs that have made us all sick from the 90s, and it's really messed us up. So your gut is like driving an automobile over a bunch of nails. If you don't pull the nails on, patch the hole up, you're gonna get a flat tire. That's your gut, your digestion, all that. And because of all these bad things and not self-caring and making that a priority, we all have issues, okay? Big issues. People are sicker than they've ever been. It's like sound the alarm on diseases. If you look it up on pubmed.gov, you can punch in any disease from 1990 to 2026, and you can see how it is through the roof. The good news is when you self-care and you start researching, like I was researching recipes today, just extra assurance because we all need it, right? You start finding things out. You start connecting the dots. And it's called doing your due diligence. And I call it crossing your T's, dotting your I's, right? So that's all part of self-care as well, is educating yourself about things, right? So what you do to your body, how you take care of your body, what you put in your body, all that. So nothing's perfect, but it does make a difference. I mean, you know, I try to buying these plastics that have no parabens in them, you know, that with storage and stuff on Amazon during Prime and all that. They have those, which is interesting. You know, I try to buy some other things to cook in the air fryer, you know, using that, what do you call that stuff? I'm blanking out. It's not plastic. It's another material. I'm blanking out right now. Tip my tongue. But anyway, I got some of those to cook in. It's a lot better. And just doing the research with it. So, you know, self-care is what it's all about. And every day is research and work. And every day might be a class for yourself. Like I was reclassing myself with some recipes, getting some other ideas for the week. So I'll be eating out today, tomorrow, Monday, and then I want to make some food from home so I know what I am preparing. I know what I'm eating, right? So I can really be full and eat good fats and have something that's good for me and just take the time to either cook it and or wash it really well, avocado, whatever it might be, and just make it good. And that way it's satisfying and I'm not hungry, and that I'm working on this self-care regiment, which is an everyday thing, right? So that's the point. So anyway, and hydrating, drinking enough water, so important in the summertime for sure. I know tonight, like I said, some of that food's salty. I think they put a lot of salt on the Brazilian barbecue. So probably need some more water tonight, I'm sure. But we'll see what the story is on that. Like I said, I'm not overly hungry right now. I might be in an hour. So I kind of would just want to get a burger with no bread. But my friend, I think, is going to want what they call the full experience, which is where they bring all the meats over and stuff. So we'll see. I'm sure I'll end up eating. I just like to eat when I'm hungry. And like, especially something like that, it's kind of like a buffet, But I love it. It is yummy for sure. There's no question. So let me know how you're working on your self-care. Let me know if this resonates with you about taking care of yourself and doing research on things and what you're doing to do that too. I'd love to hear whether you're looking up keto recipes on ChatGPT or you're looking them up on YouTube and what you discovered or needed to hear again, or if you're looking up things about, our food and how you can change some things from eating non-keto and eating things that have all the GMOs in it and what you're doing about it. Again, the only way I've seen is the ginger, turmeric, and muscadine. And it's not any ginger and turmeric and muscadine. It's high impact. And that's what I use, which has been lab tested not once but twice. And the full root. And it's really amazing. You can message me. I can tell you more about it. But it changed my life. I tell people, if you have one automobile in your life, you want to put the best gas in it. So you have the one body, put the best stuff in it. So you can absorb what you're eating. You can pretty much correct it over time, get the inflammation down, the digestive system working, blood flow, and then things work, what you eat and all that. Otherwise, there's all these lab-made things about gut health, and they're lab-made. What are they really doing for you, right? Nutrition and self-care is not like medication. Nothing's quick necessarily, but are you worth it? Are you worth the self-care and educating yourself and going for a walk each day like I am? Are you worth it? Because you can do that wherever you're at. Yeah, I'm on a track, but you can walk anywhere. It's all a mindset, and your health is your wealth. And unfortunately, I almost died. So it was a wake-up call that I don't take lightly. I don't want you to have that wake-up call, okay, before it's too late. And every day that you do some self-care and you put yourself first, you will see a difference and live longer. I really believe that. So yes, God forbid you get hit by a car tomorrow or something. Yes, there's things out of your control. I'm talking about what you are in control of, okay? And what you can do for your self-care. And it does take work, and it does take a commitment, and it does take accountability, right? So come join me. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We hit 209. Love to hit past 210 today. It'll be great. But we want to get to 250 with your help. But again, I just want the right people here that are enjoying this and they want to take their health and their wellness seriously, and that this is speaking to you. And if you'd like to join the wellness quest or do a health survey, message me, send me an email. It's mrballoonwizard@gmail.com. I'll add it in the description when this is done afterwards. As soon as this finishes, it's on private. I put it on public in 2 seconds. And when I go home, I add a description. So I'm going to still keep walking. I don't go live for the full 5 miles that I walk. I either walk a little bit first, then I go live, and then I finish it afterwards, just because it's a long time. Maybe I'll do that one day. But I end up wanting to talk to you, do my message, and then I end up calling friends while I'm walking. That's what I do to get through a walk. Some people listen to music and all that, but I love, again, the tool called YouTube, where I can walk with you and you can walk with me anywhere in the world. And anytime I turn it on, we can be accountable to each other. So that's why I say like, subscribe, so you can walk with me. And if this inspires you, get yourself a YouTube station. Let's do it together. I'd love to hear about your wellness quest, your journey, and how you are researching and taking self-care, making that a priority for yourself. So again, each day so far, I've been on here live, going live. I don't know that there might be one day I might be stuck and not be able to do it, but so far I've been doing it. So I don't want you to miss anything. So let's stay accountable to each other, you guys. Thanks so much for watching. And I so appreciate everybody. And let's do this together.